Tuesday. I'm on my way to the bookstore because I want to pick up a couple of gifts for some coworkers of mine. I like doing New Year's gifts more because I think it's nice being the last thoughtful thing somebody gets for the new year or till their birthday or whatever. Feels like it's a little bit more memorable. Speaking of New Year's, I'm not a fan of New Year's resolutions. They always feel performative, I guess would be the word. Just because it's January 1, I'm suddenly supposed to pick this thing and change it for the year. There's usually no real plan to it. It's just something we picked that we want to attempt to be better, which I guess in and of itself is fine, but always feels like it's doomed to fail. I never really quite got the point of getting caught up in it. Except, I've been off for the last 2 weeks. I work at a preschool. And I realized this is the first time in months, if not the entire year, that I've actually had time to think and reflect and all the other things. And I know a lot of folks do work through the holidays, but at least for myself, I realize like there's points in time where you do get to think and reflect on life and what you've done over the course of year, months, whatever. And you can't help but think about things you want to do differently. So I guess there's that. This is being shot on a 11-year-old camera, by the way. I'm shooting this whole video on a Leica Deluxe 109. I don't know why I'm doing this. There's no benefit. I think I just like making things harder sometimes. But we'll see how this looks in post. Maybe. If I actually put this up. I don't even know if I'm in frame right now. There's no flip screen or anything, so I have a feeling that all this is cut off. Good times. So despite my being a New Year's curmudgeon, I do have goals for this year. Obviously growing this channel is one of them. I also want to start and complete a book of my photography / writing. I have a specific idea for it, and I would like to have that done by the end of the year as well. There's a couple other things I'd like to have done. I'm still kind of fleshing them out in my brain. I'm realizing at this moment that everything I'm saying about not being about New Year's resolutions is sort of hypocritical, because I guess it's exactly what I'm doing. I don't know. Maybe I just talked myself out of this entire video. Probably not, though. Content. So one thing I'm not great at is filming myself in public. Always feels weird. So there probably won't be much of this while I'm in the store. Again, I don't even know if I'm in frame. Oh, there it is. How many do we have? 1, 2, 3. Perfect. So I got my books, 3 copies. And I also picked up a 3-pack moleskin journal, which is kind of cool. I tend to make journals really precious, so I don't write in them enough. So hopefully the idea of like these three, presumably not being in the highest Moleskine quality, will mean that I won't make them so precious and I'll actually write in them, which would be helpful. Yeah. So in the end, I guess I do maintain that New Year's resolutions are inherently kind of silly, except that we've built a world where we don't get to think about the things that we want to do in the world and in life because we're too busy working and paying bills and doing a lot of unfun things, especially as creators. I think, if you're a creator who isn't fortunate enough to be a full-time creator, the time to sit down and think is probably the resource that we lack the most. And I realized that over these last 2 weeks of being able to catch my breath and such. I'm back to work tomorrow, so hopefully all of this carries over, this motivation and the thought process of what I want to do in the coming year. Hopefully that all carries over. And if you have New Year's resolutions, please don't let me talk you out of them. Actually, let me talk you into actually completing your goals. I am a curmudgeon, but I don't want to mess up your vibe. And, I mean, I'm on YouTube. I shouldn't have that much power anyway, but that's another story. I also got a piece of chocolate. It says, it's called Midnight Snack, and it's in a black wrapper, so I inherently thought that it was dark chocolate, which is my favorite, but it's milk. So I feel like I've been duped a little bit, but I'm sure I'll be fine. And for you camera nerds who do care, I've been shooting this in full auto. The only corrections I plan to make are, in terms of audio, I'm plugged into my phone right now. If the audio is not great, and I'll probably stabilize some of the footage. Weirdly enough, there's stabilization for photo at a certain frame rate, but not for video, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So like the driving sequence and, me presumably driving back if I film that will be a little shaky. Hey y'all, Editor Shane here. So, the way I set up my timeline, matching the clips was going to be impossible, so I didn't bother. And when I tried to stabilize the footage, the jello effect was absolutely awful. So neither one of those things happened. I think the video turned out well enough that it didn't make a difference, but I'll let you decide. Back to past me. Peace. Yeah, and I'm sure parts of this are out of focus as well. But who cares? It's a 11-year-old camera that somehow shoots in 4K. We've been doing 4K for a long time now. Yeah, I'd love to hear your thoughts on resolutions, journals, cameras, and candy. Happy New Year, guys. See you soon.